I promise.
So what was the question?
What did you do when you were a little kid growing up in Providence?
We'd always ride bikes all over. We'd get cards, like poker cards, and we'd get a clothespin and put the card in our spokes and attach it to our bike with a clothespin. Ride around town thinking we were pretty cool because it sounded like there was a card in your spokes. One time in Cub Scouts, I guess I was probably 7 or 8 years old. The Cub leader, she had us in her kitchen, and we were looking at rocks or something like that. And she said, "Okay, now it's time to take the rocks outside." So I picked up the biggest rock, and she has this big old sliding glass door, and it was open, and I go to throw it out instead of taking it out. I go to throw it out, and I didn't hit the door and didn't break the glass, but I hit the header above the door and dented the sheetrock. She wasn't too pleased. I remember she kicked my butt and sent me home crying. What else?
Providence Elementary. Any memories there?
Providence Elementary, it used to be, it's nothing like it is now. The old part of the school was 100 years old, where the bell tower was. Had a big long staircase. We'd always get in trouble because we'd slide down the stair rails. If we were to fall off, you'd have fallen like, 20 feet. It probably killed you. But Providence Elementary seemed a lot bigger than it actually is. I guess it was because we were so small.
Yeah.
What else?
Did you go to Spring Creek?
No.
What did you go?
I went to Millville in the 6th grade. It was just the 6th grade, not anybody else, but the 6th grade. It was just 3 classes.
Huh.
So we had it was the old part of the school, though they were building the new part that's out there now. So it was weird. The lunchroom was only big enough for 2 classes, so one class once a week we'd trade. Had to take their lunch trays up to their classrooms and eat lunch in class. We'd go out on recess and we'd bug the workers that were building the new part of the school and throw snowballs at them and throw rocks at them.
Oh.
And one time, one of them started chasing us, and he ran around the corner and fell, and I think he shattered his elbow. He could have killed us. He was so mad. I can still remember that. What else?
Did you ever get in trouble with the principal from any school?
Yeah, I was always in trouble with the principal. I remember in 4th grade. The 4th grade? Mr. Jensen was our principal when I first went to Providence. And I think between 3rd and 4th grades, we got a new principal. It was Guy Ray Pulsifer. He was a really good guy. I got to know him later. But we were so mad that we didn't have Jensen. One day in 4th grade, the whole 4th grade wouldn't go in from recess, and we went out and we wouldn't go inside after the recess bell, and we sat out there and said, "We want Jensen, we want Jensen," and the whole 4th grade got in so much trouble. I think we got our recess taken away for a week. And what else?
No, let me think. I've only been in trouble with a principal once, so.
Oh, when I was in junior high, my arch enemy was Andy Lundquist, who was my cousin. He was 1st ward, I was 4th ward. We hated each other's guts. First fight I ever got in with him was with him. But this is when I guess it would have been 8th grade. It was 8th grade. And they were always, it was like Harry Potter and Malfoy. That's how much we hated each other. And one time we were having an emergency fire drill or something on a bus, and as I was coming off the bus, he was one of the ones that was supposed to be down there helping people off. And as I come off the bus and back, to jump down, he tries to trip me. So I turn around and punch him in the mouth, and he turns around and punches me in the mouth, and we didn't realize that the principal of the junior high, Principal Ward, was like 2 feet from us. But it was okay. I only got suspended for half a day. He got suspended for a week. Wasn't his first time getting in a fight in front of the principal. So, yeah, but we always fought, me and Andy Lillenquist. I hated his guts.
But why? We're your cousins. I'm confused.
You can pick your friends, but you can't pick your family.
That's true.
Just never liked him. He never liked me. We always got in fights.
Did you get in any other fights? Like fist fights?
One time he called me out. I think it was in 7th grade. Yeah, it was in 7th grade. Said he wanted to fight, but he couldn't fight at school because he'd get kicked out of school. So he said, okay, we'll get off at my bus stop and we'll fight at Providence Elementary School. So that whole day, everybody, the whole thing's going around that me and him are going to fight. So when we get on the bus, the bus is chock full of people, most of them that don't even go to Providence because they wanted to see the fight. So we get off the bus at Providence Elementary School and we go around the back where the lunchroom kitchen used to be, right by the tennis courts, where the tennis courts are now. There were some lilac bushes back there. And by this time, everybody's saying, Richard Killian, Kiki's, what, and he's having second thoughts. And I don't fight fair. Fighting fair is for chess and checkers. Fighting fair doesn't do me any good. I don't fight fair. And he went next to these lilac bushes to put his books down, and I was right behind him. And when he turned around and stood up, I decked him right in the mouth and got him in a headlock, put a few uppercuts into his face. And I can remember I was wearing my brand new beige corduroys and got his blood all over the leg of my corduroys. I was pretty ticked off. But I sat there and held him for a while, choked him off, and asked him if he wanted any more. He said no, he gives up. So I let him go, and that was that.